Estimados alumnos, buenas noches. Sean bienvenidos a nuestra tercera sesión síncrona. Nuestro módulo 7. Muy bien, buenas noches. Parece que tenemos audio normal. Les doy la bienvenida. Como saben, nuestra sesión va a ser en idioma inglés, pero ustedes podrán preguntarme en el chat en YouTube en idioma español cuando lo consideren. Podemos ir resolviendo las dudas. Y como saben, bueno, esta sesión quedará grabada para que la consulten en el momento que consideren necesario para el desarrollo de las actividades de esta tercera semana de nuestro módulo 7. Okay, so let's begin our session. I prepared some slides for you tonight for our session. Remember that we are in Model 7, My Life in Another Language. This is a second chance to approve this Model 7. This is a synchronous session of week 3, and the ordinary period, remember also that it's from September 7 to October 4. So our unit 4 for this third week, it's titled My Goals, and then we will be able to share and request both orally and in writing the wishes, aspirations, and plans framed in a personal life project. What it means is we're going to practice, we're going to learn grammatical notions about future in the English language. Okay, so grammarly in future. That's what we're going to watch to review in this unit for My Goals. So the order of our session tonight, but we're going to check the object of this session, the performance indicators of week 3. We're going to check step by step the formats of the integrative activities. We're going to talk about also the areas of success detected in week 2, the areas of opportunity to apply in week 3, time extensions for activities, additional resources, and then space for doubts. So the object of our session tonight is we're going to review the performance indicators of week 3 for the correct development of the assigned activities with the support of examples, as well as areas of success and the opportunity to perform in this third week. So the performance indicators of this third week, as you already know, we have two integrative activities named Be a Positive Thinker and Opening Ceremony. We have the form activities, what are your plans for the future and New Year's resolutions. We have the social emotional activity 14, and we have 8 form exercises, okay? So let's go first to the infographic that is located in the news forum. As you know, is in Spanish also in the news forum of the platform, and of course in English, okay? So here I try to talk, to give you my suggestions in a very quick way. And I write here that the purpose of the activities of this third week is to share and request both orally and written the wishes, aspirations, and plans expressed in a personal life project. Okay, so the integrative activity number 5, Be a Positive Thinker. The object of this activity is that we are going to practice writing and pronunciation in English to present personal information orally and in writing, elements that we would like to improve to carry out our plans in the short and medium term. Okay, so we're going to talk about our plans for the future. We're going to check out in a minute because we're going to check some expressions of time in future, okay, and the grammatical notions or terms or words, verbs that we're going to use to construct these sentences in the future in the English language, okay? So we're going to download the file that is in the instructions of the activity, Be a Positive Thinker. Now we're going to check it out in a minute. Also, we have to make our recording that you already know. We made a tutorial in the first synchronous session, and we also share an infographic about how to save and share correctly our link for the recordings. We're going to talk about that because it's a very recurrent area of opportunity. These topics about the recordings also. And integrative activity number 6, Opening Ceremony, in which we will learn to request information orally and in writing from a person about plans and projects. Okay, so we're going to ask questions in English, of course, in future, because we're learning, we're going to review in this third week, the grammatical notions in future. Okay, so remember this part always. The social emotional activity 14, it's about the strategies that help me the most. No document is going to deliver in the platform, but you must read and record the answers and read and answer the questions that are in the instructions of this social emotional activity. Okay, remember that values the 5% of the total of the model each social emotional activity. So don't forget to carry out the exercises and training activities that we already talked about them. And we have our learning forum for this third week, which the main object is to mutual help in the process of building knowledge. Remember that we are going to strengthen the language, the knowledge in the English language, of course, in this learning forum. So for this third week, we're going to express in English the interests, desires, and dreams that we have planned for when we finish Prepa Online set. Okay, so I'm going to share the everyday examples, and I'm going to guide you every day on how to participate in this space. Okay, so for example, we're going to write like this. Would you like to continue your academic process and begin the university? Yes. What profession would you choose? Okay, so we're going to talk about some of these questions, trying to answer and to participate very actively in this learning forum of the third week. Okay, so let's go then to our first integrative activity, that it will be the integrative activity number 5, be a positive thinker. Okay, so you have to download the file that is in the instructions of the activity, and here we're going to pretend, yes, that we're going to write down our plans for the future. Okay, so let's pretend that we're going to make a chart of our projects, yes, for plans in our life. Okay, so in the English language, well, first I suggest that you check before in the resource of the platform the expressions time in future. Okay, so there's a resource in the platform in week 3 that is titled expressions of time in future, because there in this resource it's going to be explaining that I'm going to explain right now these grammatical notions in future. Okay, so in the first chart of our integrative activity, we have to notice, pay attention in this part please, that to the questions here are using some auxiliaries for future to construct questions in future. So in order to answer these questions about my personal field, emotional field, professional and economic field, I have to answer with the same auxiliaries in future that are in the questions here in the chart. Okay, like for example, what would you like to improve in your life? The answer will be, I would like to have a fit body. So it's important that I have to explain to you that would is the past of will, yes, but is also used to talk about something possible but not yet true. Okay, so we're going to imagine we want to achieve something, yes, but possibly achieving that, but not true yet. So that's what we use would in future for English. Okay, it's an expression in future about the English language to express something that is possible but not yet certain or true. Okay, so you have to answer with the same structure and long answers. Yes, like here in the example, I would like to have a fit body. Okay, the next line in the same chart. What are you planning to do next year? Okay, planning to do. So here in the question, I can notice that I have to answer with will, with the expression time of future will. And will, we use will to express wishes for the future. Okay, just wishes, desires. So my my answer, for example, in the emotional field, it will be like this. Next year, I will join a conversation club. Okay, so I'm expressing my desire of joining a conversation club. The next line, what are you going to achieve in 2 years? As you already see here, the time expression in future is going to. Okay, so we use going to in the English language for certain plans in future, certain plans, okay, that something that we know that it's going to be very true in the future. Like, for example, in my professional field, I have to answer that I am going to graduate from Prepa Online SEP, okay, like in 2 years. So we use would to express something that is possible but not yet true. We use will to express wishes for future, and we use going to for certain plans, okay, that something must happen in the future. We are very sure that these plans are going to happen, really happen. Okay, very good. So the next part of our integrative activity ask me that I have to write down a paragraph from 5 to 8 lines describing how you will be in 5 years. How will I be in 5 years? So there's a research in the platform in week 3 titled My Goals that has some examples about how to describe ourselves in 5 years. Of course, using the grammatical notions in future for the English language, okay? Like, for the example is here. Hi, my name is Clarice and I am a cashier. I'm working hard to achieve my personal goal. My goal is to have my own business in the future. I will save money to buy everything. I am going to start a pet care business. I am going to take care of other people's pets. I love every kind of pets, dogs, cats, and birds. Also, I worked many years in pet caring. Probably I will ask my cousin Jenny to work with me. She's studying veterinary. Okay, so this is a very precise description about a plan from 5 years. Okay, a future plan. So this is an example that is in the research in week 3 titled My Goals. But you can write whatever you want, of course, using the auxiliaries, yes, the time expressions in future that we saw here. Okay, so if we are very sure of our plans, we're also always using going to or will. Okay, I will save money, I will ask my cousin. As you know, sorry if I didn't tell you that, we use the subject, the auxiliary in future, and the verb is in the simple present form. Okay, so you don't have to worry about to construct the verbs in the other ways, like in the past or with the ing, remember? So here in the future, we use the verb in the simple form. Okay, I would like to have a fit body. I will join a conversation club. I will buy a new car. I am going to graduate from Prepa Online SEP. Okay, so my verbs are in the simple way and with our auxiliaries in future. And the last part of our integrative activity, of course, I have to read and record the answers to the questions. Okay, so I have to read the answers. I would like to have a fit body. I will join a conversation club. I'm going to graduate from Prepa Online SEP, etc. And noticing, please, that you don't have to exceed more than 2 minutes for the recording. Okay, just the answers for the first chart. Just this part for the recording. Okay, very good. Let's go then to the second integrative activity of this 3rd week. That it will be integrative activity number 6, opening ceremony. So in this integrative activity, opening ceremony, we're going to pretend also to practice the future expressions in the English language, that it will be an ceremony, okay? Maybe it will be an opening ceremony from a shopping center or from an art gallery, or I don't know, from what else could be? I don't know, everything you want to imagine, you to pretend to be an opening ceremony, just maybe a restaurant, okay? So we're going to ask some questions in English to obtain more information about this ceremony, okay, this opening ceremony. So I ask you please to check the research in week 3, WH questions in future, to construct these questions in future in the English language, okay? So remember that we already saw the WH questions. There are where, when, what, yes? And hi Maria, good night. Thank you for joining me. Thank you. Please let me know if you have some doubts or questions, and I can review a topic or something, okay? Let me know. So remember that we already saw the WH question, yes? And we're going to use it right like here in the example, okay? Where is the opening going to be? Okay, this is an example because I'm using the WH question and I'm using my auxiliaries, my expressions, time in future in the English language. Okay, so where is the opening going to be? When is the opening going to be? Yes, for example, where and when. Okay, and remember please that in the English language we only use one question mark at the end of the question. Please don't put them both because it's incorrect. Just one question mark, okay? The next question asks me, thank you Maria, that I have to write down 3 questions also to find out what my partner will do before the opening day, before, okay? And we will, for example here, what will you wear for that day? Will you rent a tuxedo? Yes. I have some more examples for you. Using will. Yes, using will. Will you rent a car for that day? What time will you arrive to the opening? Yes, I'm using WH and I'm using directly my auxiliary, my expression time in future. Okay, so here are some examples. The third question asks me that I have to write the answers to the previous questions from these questions. And I have to tell you please that we have to write down long answers, complete answers, like in the example. My friend, because we're talking about pretending a friend, my friend will rent a car. My friend is going to arrive at 6 p.m. Yes? So please just notice that I'm using my time expressions in English for future, will, going to. Okay, and we can also use would, okay, if we're not very sure about what's going to happen in this part. The next part of our integrative activity asks me that I have to write down a paragraph from 5 to 8 lines to write down how the English can help me to have a better job. So I have to think about this. We already talked about in the learning forum about this part, but I have to be very reflection in this section, and we have to say that of course that speaking another language, the English language, can add a value to my curriculum vitae and therefore stand out from the multitude of offers. Yes, it opens the possibility of getting a job abroad. Most international companies abroad have English as their first language, okay? And of course I'm not just pretending these answers because I checked this article from Forbes.com. There is a very recognized paper that talks about how the English is very important to get a better job, okay? So you can check this link that I'm going to share with you also from Forbes.com, that actually the executive director of this page personnel says that a graduate who has an advanced level of English can obtain financial offers between 5 and 50% higher than those of a candidate with a basic level. Okay, So here are some ideas that also are in Spanish of why it's very important, yes, some reasons about what is very important to learn English, okay, all in the job field, okay, talking about the job opportunities that we can have for developing our English language. Okay, so we have to write down only 5 to 8 lines. I write. Right now I'm giving you some ideas and I'm going to share this for you. I already have this link, Forbes.com, yes, and the importance about talking the English language. And finally, we're going to make a recording about only this paragraph. We're going to read this paragraph only for a recording. So we have to be very careful about the time of a recording because we don't want to exceed the time. We only have 1 minute and 30 seconds for reading only this part, okay, the fourth section. Very good. Until here, do you have a question? Okay. Very good. So let's go then again to our slides. Okay. So the areas of success that I detected in week 2 is that you really keep in touch with me through the platform and my personal email, because also you keep in touch with me to regularize activities from week 1 and from week 2 already. So I have to congratulate you for this part because you are really working very hard to really approve this model 7 in this second chance. So as you know, I'm very careful. Okay, María, sorry, yes. Sí importa que nos pasemos del tiempo de las grabaciones, de los recordings, porque conforme a la rúbrica sí está estipulado que si yo me paso del tiempo está penalizado de alguna manera en la rúbrica, ¿no? En la parte de la rúbrica tal cual. Entonces sí debo de cuidar de no pasarme del minuto 30. Por eso no es que ahora en esta parte sea tan difícil, me parece, porque no es toda la actividad lo que vamos a grabar, sino que solamente, por ejemplo, en la actividad 6 es la parte número 4, que es el párrafo de por qué es importante en cuestión de trabajo hablar un segundo idioma como es el inglés, ¿sí? Y también en la anterior sección solamente son las respuestas, ¿ok? En la actividad integradora 5 solamente voy a leer las respuestas que están en el primer cuadro. Entonces sí creo que podemos lograr el tiempo de no excedernos, ¿ok? Porque sí está penalizado conforme a la rúbrica, por eso insisto que no debemos de excedernos del tiempo, ¿ok? Bien. Okay, thank you, Maria. So you participate very actively in the learning forum. Yes, I just have to tell in this part that you are participating in the learning forum at the end of the week. Yes, so try to participate, please, during the week, okay? From Monday to Friday, and of course at the end of the week, but try to participate also through the week. I know it's difficult because we already have so many activities in the week, but please try to participate in the learning forum according with the topics and the questions that I made for you, that construct for you every day, okay? So try to participate more in the learning forum. You respect also the etiquette rules all the time in all the spaces of the platform, so please keep doing this respectful line, okay? So the areas of opportunity to apply in this third week, please, I ask you to send in advance in a very punctual way your integrative activities from Monday to Friday. There are some technical issues with your recordings that I've been noticing, and some other topics, grammatical topics, okay? So it's very important that you send your integrative activities from Monday to Friday in order to detect some areas of opportunity, and I give you the opportunity to make a second delivery because we are working in the same week, in the active week, okay? So if you send your integrative activities from Monday to Friday, I can detect some areas of opportunity and you can make a second delivery, okay, in case you don't approve the activity, okay, according to the rubric. So please also check the grammar notions, the time that we are developing. If we are talking about the simple past, the present simple, in this third week, obviously just in future, be very specific about using the time that we are trying to developing in each unit, okay? So in this unit, it will be future. So check please the grammatical notions. Take care of the extension of the paragraphs from 5 to 8 lines. This was a very recurrent area of opportunity from week 2, and we also have in this third week some paragraphs, okay? So you are not achieving the minimum of 5 lines, and this is a very penalized according to the rubric 2. So pay attention. I give you some ideas, some questions to guidance more about how to achieve these 5 lines, okay? Pay attention to this part. Include your recordings, check the level of your microphone. Please review the infographic in the news forum about how to save and share the link correctly with the necessary permissions. This is a very recurrent area of opportunity about the recordings. Please, if you are uploading the recordings to the Drive or Dropbox, you must check that in this part has the necessary permissions, that with anyone that with a link can review, can check, can listen to the recording. So please check the infographic about this aspect, okay? Also have to tell this in Spanish because it's a very recurrent area of opportunity too, que decía que también tengo que comentar en español esta parte porque cuando ustedes no me están dando los permisos necesarios para poder acceder a los audios, se dan cuenta porque yo les envío la solicitud por Gmail, ¿ok? Doy clic porque no tengo acceso justamente. Entonces ustedes se dan cuenta, reciben el correo y me dan acceso, ¿sí? Pero como yo ya evalué la actividad, ¿sí? Con esa liga sin poderla escuchar, aunque ustedes me envíen ese permiso en el Gmail, yo ya no puedo tomarlo en cuenta porque ya subí una evaluación y una retroalimentación a plataforma de esa actividad. ¿Qué es lo que tienen que hacer? Tienen que volver, obviamente si estamos en tiempo, por eso es muy importante que entreguen sus actividades puntualmente, ¿sí? De lunes a viernes, porque ustedes pueden, con esa nueva liga que ya tiene los permisos hacia mí, hacia mi correo, subir nuevamente su actividad a plataforma para que yo pueda escuchar su audio y entonces evaluar nuevamente, ¿ok? Pero no basta con que ustedes me den acceso en Gmail porque yo no puedo ya tomarlo en cuenta en plataforma, ¿ok? So, insisto muchísimo en esta parte porque es un área de oportunidad muy recurrente en el tema de audios. Por favor, chequen la infografía para que revisen cuál es el paso necesario al momento de generar la liga, dar compartir, para que cualquiera que tenga la liga o en específicamente mi correo poderla escuchar sin problemas, ¿ok? Participate actively in the learning forum, as I already said, according to the guidance I give you every day. So what about these time extensions for activities? This third week I consider very important because on the final week, on the fourth one, we have to be very, how can I say that? We have to take all our effort, yes, to the integrative, to our integrative project, okay, and all from the activities from closure or module 7. So this is a very crucial week, the third one, to regularize activities from week 1 and week 2. So I'm giving you extra time to regularize the integrative activities from week 1 and week 2. Because for me and from Prep Online CEP, it's very important to really approve this second chance of the module, yes, for module 7. So please contact me by the messenger on the platform or through my personal email. You can make sure before that you have your activities ready, or you can contact me, explain me why you really can't deliver your integrative activities on time, and I will ask you if you have your integrative activities ready, okay? So if you already have your integrative activities, I will enable the platform and I will give you 24 hours to send them, to upload your integrative activities to the platform, okay? It will be it will be it won't be any problem because you already have your integrative activities ready, okay? And in the same way, within 24 hours after you send your integrative activities, you will have your evaluation and feedback too, okay? So let's keep in touch. You know that I answered your questions, your everything you want to talk to me about in the personal messenger, in the platform, or my personal email. I will ask you between hours, okay? No more than 24 hours. The additional resources that we already have them in the news forum and in the learning forum of this third week. I suggest you can practice pronunciation in English with Cambridge Assessment. There are some exercises in this link. I also share with you a video from Oxford Online English that talk about future in English and how to talk about the future, of course. So you can also check some in Spanish to really show this translation, okay, in the video of YouTube. And I also share some context clues worksheet. It's to increase our vocabulary with exercises to look at the context and try to guess the meaning of the word. So it's a very friendly way to increase our vocabulary. Okay, so these are some examples, some exercises in Grammar Bank. It's very interesting if you have some time to practice the English language. This is a very good way to do it, okay? So this is a space for questions. You can ask me in Spanish in the chat of YouTube. You know that I'll be in contact with you anytime you want. You can write me in the platform of the messenger of the platform. You can write me my personal email. I'll be very aware of your communications all the time, okay? María, no sé si tengas alguna otra pregunta. Muchas gracias por acompañarme. As you know, this session it will remain recording. You have the link in the news forum, in the calendar on the platform, and I share with you the link in the messenger of the platform too, to give you some ideas. I hope you can check this session, record the session anytime you want. It will be very helpful, hopefully, for you to develop integrative activities, and I'll be aware of your doubts anytime, okay? Ok, María, muy bien, gracias por preguntarme que cómo podemos mejorar nuestra pronunciación. Fíjense que en la primera semana de nuestra sesión, de nuestro módulo, muchas gracias, Marta, por acompañarme, gracias. En la primera sesión de nuestro módulo, y lo van a encontrar también ahí en el foro de novedades, compartir recursos adicionales de esa primera semana. Y entonces ahí les platicaba sobre una página que ahorita se me fue el nombre, pero es transreader.com, creo, sí, ahorita lo recuerdo bien. Y entonces ahí, María, ustedes pueden transcribir la parte que desean escuchar en inglés. Ajá. Entonces copiamos y pegamos la parte del inglés que queremos leer, y entonces nosotros vamos escuchando la pronunciación y podemos ir repitiendo, ¿sí? Hasta que podamos grabar perfectamente lo que queremos decir. Entonces nosotros copiamos y pegamos, por ejemplo, el texto que voy a decir acerca de cómo el idioma inglés puede ayudarme a obtener un mejor trabajo. Copio y pego en inglés acá en el transreader.com, que es una página web gratuita, y entonces ahí voy escuchando cómo es que va la pronunciación correcta. Puede ser inglés americano o el UK, y podemos hacer una velocidad muy tranquila. Entonces así es como podemos ir practicando. La verdad es que cualquier idioma que se quiera aprender es de práctica de escuchar, práctica de escribir, práctica de leer, de ir incrementando el vocabulario, como decía con el recurso adicional de esta tercera semana, que no necesariamente tenemos que hacer traducciones específicas porque los traductores no nos ayudan realmente a comprender, sino que leyendo el contexto, por ejemplo, de la información, podemos deducir qué es lo que significa esa palabra. Y entonces así vamos incrementando nuestro vocabulario, no solamente en el idioma inglés, sino en cualquier idioma, ¿no? Entonces, la verdad es que hay que practicar, pero este transreader es muy bueno para ir mejorando la pronunciación, ¿sí? El ir escuchando lo que queremos decir y tratar de repetirlo lo más parecido posible a la pronunciación correcta del idioma, ¿ok? Ok, Aurora, muchas gracias. Gracias Marta por acompañarme también, Aurora y María. Muy bien María, muchas gracias. Pues quedo a sus órdenes, saben que la sesión queda grabada, ya tenemos la liga en el foro de novedades, en el calendario de la plataforma y en el mensajero que acabo de enviarles a cada uno de ustedes, que puedan consultarla y esperando que sea de mucha ayuda lo que platicamos en esta noche para el desarrollo de las actividades integradoras y todos los indicadores de desempeño de esta tercera semana. Muy bien, saben que quedó la orden, pueden contactarme en el momento que consideren necesario y ya saben que respondo sus dudas de manera inmediata, mucho menos de las 24 horas para tener una comunicación muy fluida, ¿ok? Es muy importante que tratemos de regularizar actividades de semana 1 y 2, de los que realmente no nos fue posible entregar en tiempo, para que podamos aprovechar esta segunda oportunidad de cursar nuestro módulo 7, ¿ok? Bien, so once again, thank you for joining me tonight. Have a very, very good